everybody. Welcome to Beyond Bricks. I'm your host, Kevin Stewart. And today we are going to talk about an awesome topic. We're going to talk about energy. Today, we're going to have a conversation about energy and what brings you energy. This is something that I've really started to focus on the last, the last year to 2 years. It's been a big focal point of my life, is knowing and understanding and breaking down the things in my life that not only provide energy, but understanding the things that deter energy. So I wanted to have a conversation about that today because I believe that the energy that we have is what produces the results that we want in life. You have to have great energy. You have to be able to sustain powerful energy in order to do the things you're meant to do. It's an incredibly important part of being who you want to be and who you want to become. So this conversation started, and you'll notice if you're watching today, if you're visually watching the podcast, you're going to see two journals that sit down here in front of me. One of these journals, and these are purple journals. I know everyone's shocked by that. Purple's my favorite color. For those who don't know, you see a lot of purple around me. My friends joke about it. But at the same token, I love it. I absolutely love purple. It makes me happy. It brings me energy and brings me joy. I've always appreciated the color. So I've got these purple journals. They have our company logo on them. And this particular one, I have been carrying around and writing in for years. I've transposed the majority of the coaching that I've received, different notes, different things that I've taken down, thoughts, processes, ideas, and put them in this journal for years. So I was flipping back through this when I was thinking through this idea and concept of what brings me energy. And I was flipping through this journal, and right in the first page was an exercise that I had forgot that I did. So back in 2020, we all remember what was going down in 2020. We were right in the middle of COVID. I was home just like everybody else was, found some positivity in it, but was really struggling, I think, as everyone was. And someone who didn't really realize it, but now knows that a lot of my energy comes from people, and it comes from being around people that I love and care about. Not being able to do that was so difficult. And let's be honest, guys, we were scared. Who wasn't scared during those times? We didn't know what was going on. There was so much happening between being scared of the actual pandemic, all the way to being scared about my company, being scared about finances, not knowing what was going to happen, being in an industry where we have to be face to face with people. We have to be in front of people. We weren't sure what was going to happen. And I was struggling, and I was really having a difficult time finding that energy and finding that joy. I was just down. And it was suggested to me by a friend to write down a list. And so that list is in front of me right now. And it literally is from 2020. And I wrote down two things, and it wrote on the top, I said, what gives me joy? What gives and brings me joy? So the first thing I did is I just wrote down a bunch of things that bring me joy. Things like golf, playing golf with friends, bourbon, hunting for bourbon with my buddies, trying to find cool bottles and things. You can see Whiskey Advocate over here, getting the chance to do that with friends, traveling, fire pit nights, quality time with my friends, the sound of my son's laugh, hearing him tell me he loves me, nights with my wife, date nights, helping and watching other people succeed. These were all things that brought me joy. I made a list, but then I made a second list. What steals my joy? What takes away? Industry frustrations, physical pain. At the time, I was struggling with some physical pain in my knee, still do. That's frustrating. Financial stress, not getting my way, disrespectful people, open-ended issues, unresolved issues. These are things that all took away and stole from my joy. So I have redone lists like this for years, and I have to constantly remind myself of the things that bring me joy and the things that don't. I truly believe at that time, the reason that I was not in the right headspace was because I was focusing on that bottom list. I was seeing all the negative. I was seeing the things that frustrated me, and my energy was focused on those things. So it brought me down. It brought me to a space that was not enjoyable. It brought me to a space of frustration. You have to find a way to focus on the things that are positive, focusing on the things that make you happy. Have you ever written down a list? Have you ever actually broken down a list of the things in life that make you happy, the things that bring you joy? Because energy comes from that joy. Energy comes from the things, the small things, the little nuances in your life that you do. That is what brings you the energy to thrive every single day. Have you ever made that list? Have you ever created a list and thought through the small things? Like here, I put fire pits. Guys, fire pits make me so happy. I love, and sometimes it's just me sitting out. We have multiple fire pits at our house. Shocker, because I love fire pit. Being around a fire pit. So sitting outside, whether it's with a great group of friends, one person, or even by myself, listening to music. I put a fairly nice sound system in my backyard because I love being surrounded by music. Music brings me joy. It brings me energy. Before we started today, as we're setting up, I'm here with the team and we were playing music. We were playing Nico Moon and other songs that are similar to Nico Moon. Why? Because it brings me energy. It fills and brings energy into my life and makes me happy and makes me joyous and gets me excited. It gets me pumped up to get the chance to sit here and talk with you guys today and bring some ideas to you that will hopefully help give you the same energy. But music gives me energy. Sitting in my backyard, having a fire going late at night, sitting on a beautiful night, having music in the background and just watching the fire dance. It brings me so much joy and energy for something very simple. What are the things in your life that you have that you can point to that bring you joy? Golf brings me joy. It brings me energy. Not just playing golf, but playing golf with people, playing golf with friends, playing golf with people that I want to spend time with, that I care about. Guys, the nuances on these lists, and as I was reading through these the other day and reading other lists similar that I've made, there is a correlation here. The things that bring me joy, the things that bring me energy are almost always in relation to something simple and usually surrounding other people, whether it's my family, my children, my friends. That's what brings me energy. That's something that fulfills me. The other side of that, the negativity side of that, the things that steal and take away from my energy, the correlation on them is usually around negativity. It's around negative people. You guys have heard me say that I no longer associate with people that have a victim mentality. Victims and the victim mentality steals my joy. It rips energy right out of me. So what did I do? I started being conscious about it and started removing those types of individuals from my life and being able to see it and know it and say, I don't want to be around that type of person anymore. I had to be conscious of it. But that was the correlation. I see these correlations inside my world and understanding. Once I broke that down, what did I do? In 2020, when I made this list, I didn't just see the correlations, but what I started to do, I changed my focus point. I changed the things that I was seeing, the things that I was focusing on, and the things that I wanted to see and experience every single day. And you want to know what? I started seeing the beauty of it. I look back, I actually do believe now, this is wild to say out loud, but I look back and there's pieces of COVID that I miss. I know that sounds wild to say, but I can tell you my routine once I got into one of every single day, and it was about this time of year, really coming into the transitional Michigan weather where it was getting really nice out as we were in stay-at-home orders. I would go into the basement. I had an office set up down there. I would work until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, doing whatever I could to just call and encourage people. I'd spend most of my days calling and trying to encourage people. That was how I spent my days. But when I would finish, the best part of my day is I would come upstairs. I'd see my son. I'd see my wife. We would almost always, we would make little to-go cocktails in Yeti cups. and we would go take a 2 to 3 hour walk almost every day. Jesse he was at that point still in a stroller. So he would jump in the stroller. We'd walk around. I'd turn music on my phone. So we'd walk around. We'd have music playing. We'd wave at neighbors. We'd say hi to people who were sitting outside, seeing people, just getting the chance to see people and being outside in nature. Guys, I miss that. I loved it. We did it almost every single day because it's what we had to do. I started to see those things. I started to see the small nuances and the small pieces of this life that were so beautiful that brought me joy and brought me energy and brought me to a space where I could accept the circumstances that I was in as just part of life and find a way to live inside that and still be happy. It was a great lesson. And even in times after that, when I've had and have discussed with you guys on here multiple pitfalls since then. In some of my lowest times, when I think back on them and my biggest frustrations, they came because my focus shifted to the things that were taking energy away and pulling energy out of my life. That's where my focus was at. When I transitioned and changed out of that is because I refocused on the things that brought positive energy into my life. So what are you doing? What are you doing to bring energy into your life? And how are you working at it every single day? Back to the Mamba mentality, the mindset over here, a constant quest to be the best version of yourself. The idea behind that is that you have to work at it every single day. Energy is brought into your life and energy is caught inside your life first by making sure that you are focusing on it every single day. It's a consciousness. You have to be conscious of the energy around you and the energy you're surrounding yourself with. So how do we obtain that energy? What are some key specifics? What are some things that you can do that you can actually apply into your life to help bring energy? I want to dive into that a little bit. So the first thing, I wrote down 5 things. I wrote down 5 things that I believe are key ways to bring energy into your life and to obtain energy and hold and collect energy. The first one is you have to learn to focus on yourself first. Too many of us think that focusing on ourselves is the right thing to do. It's selfless. I need to be selfless for other people. The reality is you can never be the best version of yourself if you don't focus on yourself. You have to be willing and you have to be able to give time to you. Give time to make yourself a better person. Previous episodes, you've heard me talk about the focus of mind, body, and spirit. Every single day, you need to have a routine that focuses on you first. You have to take the time to center your mind, to think through and work on your mind, your body, and your spirit, because it all starts with you. It starts with you having and creating that mindset and that idea that today is going to be a beautiful day. But you can only do that if you're working on yourself, if you're consciously working on becoming a better person every day. So the first way to obtain energy is focus on yourself. Be selfish. Because if you're selfish and work on yourself at a high level, you then have the opportunity to do good things for other people. But you have to start with yourself. The second thing, and this is probably one of the ones that I have gotten the most energy out of, especially recently and even today, is show gratitude in the small things. I don't believe that we see all of the joy that we have in the world and all the amazing blessings. I know I don't. When I'm not focused right and when I'm down or I'm frustrated or things aren't going my way, I lose sight of the simple beauties of this life. And when I come back and I get back to a place of joy and happiness, it comes through gratitude. It comes from a space of focusing on the small little things in life. The fact that I just went and got a coffee before I started this and had a super cool conversation about the fact that I carry $2 bills. I carry $2 bills in my pocket. Why? Because they're conversation starters. And two, when you give someone a $2 bill, you would have thought you gave them a car. I tipped her with a $2 bill and we had a conversation about it. And seeing the joy on her face, and she brought up the fact that her grandfather used to give her $2 bills, and she's always thought they were so cool. I believe she's going to think about that today. That's joy. That's finding joy in the small things in life. That's obtaining energy on the small things. Walking outside and getting the sunshine in my face and hearing the birds chirp and hearing the seasons change. That's finding joy in the small things. When's the last time you took a walk and in silence just listened to the beauty of the world around you? We have been given an amazing atmosphere and planet to live on. It is amazing the small pieces of joy that you can see if you just pick your head up and see them. Look around, pick up your head and look around and see the beauties of this life. And past that, tell other people about it. Talk about it. Share with people the things that you have gratitude over. Share things with them about the small nuances of life. Have a conversation about the $2 bill. Have a conversation about why she enjoyed that and why I think it's fun. Be willing and open to have those conversations. Show gratitude to people. Send text messages, send videos, send thank you cards. But showing gratitude in the small spaces is a way that I guarantee you will bring energy into your life. When you show gratitude, you can't help but obtain energy. It's impossible not to. The third thing that is super important for gaining energy is surrounding yourself with the right people. The right people matter. I do believe that, as I told you guys before, when I was reading through this list, some of the things that steal my energy has to do with just being around the wrong kind of people. When you surround yourself with amazing people, you obtain energy from them. Who doesn't love to go out and hang out with a good friend that you haven't seen in a while, that you get the chance to catch up with, and you have this amazing conversation about what's going on in their life? Do you ever walk away from those conversations feeling tired? I don't. I absolutely don't. And I don't think they do either. You know when you have great conversations. Now, the opposite of that is, how often do we get in conversations with people where it just goes to negative town? They constantly have this feeling of weight that surrounds them. You can feel it when you sit down. You can feel it when they sit down next to you. Those conversations are different. That's not being surrounded with the right people. It can pull your mood the other way. I've referenced quite a few times over the last few episodes that we read The Secret to start our year. And it's the idea of surrounding yourself and thinking things into existence. But if you're constantly surrounding yourself with negativity, guess what? You're going to output a whole lot of negativity. So are you surrounding yourself with the right people? I choose to surround myself with people that have three qualities. I discussed it before, and I'll discuss it from here on out for the rest of my life, because I believe it's the identifying characteristics of the people that are going to bring me energy. I need people in my life that are internally competitive. The internal competition of wanting to be the best version of themselves, that are self-accountable, self-aware, and understand that they can be better tomorrow than they were today. I get energy when I'm around people like that. I need people that have a high character and high moral compass. I need people that understand the difference between right and wrong. When I'm surrounded by people that have high character, I have better character. It rubs off on me and makes me a better person, makes me want to be a better person. So what do? I want people in my life that have high character. And then I want people that are positive. I want to always be surrounded with people that are positive. I don't do negativity, and I don't want to be around it ever, never, because it rubs off on me the wrong way as well. And negativity is just not something that I believe is a part of my life and shouldn't be a part of my life. I want to continue to create this revolution in the world of positivity. I want the positivity wave to start crashing down on this world. And I want to have a whole lot of people riding it with me. I want to go surfing with a whole lot of people that want to ride the wave of positivity, because I believe that that is what gives us the chance to change the world. That's what's going to give us a chance to change our lives, our families' lives, our friends' lives, our community, the people around us. It's done through the power of positivity. It's done through joining and being around people that want to do the same thing. So being around positive people is an absolute must for me. It's a non-negotiable that I have to have in my life. You've heard it said so many times in a lot of different ways, but I do believe it's true that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So who are you spending your time with? Are you spending time with the right people? And have you taken the time to identify it? But if you surround yourself with the right amazing people, guys, you are going to have an incredible amount of energy. The next thing, do more of what you love. Doing what you love matters. But right over here to my left, you'll see a book. It's called Money Unmasked. It's by a buddy of mine, Garrett Gunderson. I can say buddy now because we've actually hung out a couple times. I am super blessed to now have Garrett in my life. I was introduced to him by Ben. He's very good friends with Ben. And whether Garrett knows it or not, if he happens to listen to this episode, Garrett is an inspiration to me. I follow just about everything he says. I believe he's an incredible inspiration to understanding how to focus and manage on money. He's incredible. I've learned a ton from him on that. But what I've learned the most from him is not being scared to be who you are. Inside this book, if you get a chance, I'm telling you, pick it up. This book is amazing. But Garrett talks about his journey of difficult times. And though he was successful by the world standards, he was miserable. He wasn't a happy person because he was just focusing on the day-to-day run, the day-to-day grind. He didn't love what he was doing. So what did he do? He started telling jokes. Garrett's a comedian. If you get the chance to follow his stuff, I would tell you to do it because you're going to learn a lot, but you're going to laugh a lot. And he decided that he was going to go on a comedy tour. He was going to go do stand-up comedy. And he started traveling around doing stand-up comedy because it fulfilled his life. It made him a happier person. And it was something that he loved to do. So he changed his framework and started focusing on things that brought him joy, things that brought him energy. And being on stage and telling jokes was one of those things. But what happened is what he didn't expect is that started blending into the natural world of what he was doing every day for a living. And he started telling jokes and blending that into public speaking that allowed him to tell people more about his theories around finances and understanding cash flow and understanding relationship capital and understanding the differences between being around the right people. It gave him a voice to do that. He is an incredible example of loving what you do and understanding that all the other pieces will fall into place after that. Guys, that's why I'm doing this podcast. The reason I am doing this is because I really love doing it. It brings me energy and it brings me joy. I think it's fun. And it's starting, the world is paying me back on it already. The text messages I've received just within the past few days of people sending me clips and sending me pieces of episodes and commenting and saying, thank you for what you said in that episode. I loved the way you phrased it and it was impactful to me. The amount of joy that brings me and energy that brings into my life by knowing that I'm helping someone is unbelievably fulfilling. Unbelievably fulfilling, and has proven to me that doing what Garrett said and finding things that you believe you're good at and finding things that you believe can do good for the world and good for others, you have to take the time and commit to do that. And if you do, I believe all the other things will fall into place. Do you truly love what you do? Do you love your career? Do you love your surroundings? Do you love the things you do every day? I love selling real estate. I enjoy it. I love running a company. I love getting the chance to interact with people on a daily basis and help them through problem solving real things that are going on in their life. I get joy and energy from that because I love what I do. It's an incredibly important component to finding energy. If you don't, find something that you love. If you just have a job that you kind of like, find a hobby that you can do to find a way to love what you do more. Because when you have that, you are going to be fulfilled at a whole new level. The last thing, the fifth thing that I believe is important, and this is kind of the end goal for me that brings energy, is knowing that I can't wait to pay it forward, that I'm excited to give it all away. I've been blessed by having so much mentorship in my life and so many amazing people in my life, but I'm now at the phase where I want to give every piece of that back. I want to pay it forward. I want to make sure people have the opportunity to hear the same stories I've heard. I want to give it all away because I believe that you shouldn't hold on to these things. You should pay them back into the world. And I don't know anyone who's ever given something of themselves, whether it's time, whether it's energy, whether it's money. But when you give at a high level, it is almost impossible to not gain energy. Almost impossible. When you give from a grateful heart, it's amazing how the world blesses you back and blesses you in ways that you never understood were possible. Are you giving at a high level? Whether it's financial or whether it's of your time and energy, are you giving on a daily basis? Are you giving the world something important? Because every single one of us out here has something to give. All of us have things that we want to give. But are you doing it on a daily basis? Are you doing these 5 things? Are you focusing on yourself daily, showing gratitude in the small things, surrounding yourself with amazing people, learning to love what you do, and then giving back at a high level? I believe if you do those 5 things, you are going to obtain enough energy to do anything you want to do in this life. Every single person watching, every single person listening to this podcast right now has an amazing set of talents. You have greatness inside of you. You have to be the one that decides whether you're going to share that with the rest of the world. Guys, my challenge to you as always is go out into the world and be yourself because the world needs you to be yourself. Have a good day, guys. Bye.